right, here's another thing you should also notice with I'm not seeing here looks like a flat line where I'm not seeing any sound waves along the timeline. However, I can hear him kind of sigh. You know, when you breathe and you kind of sigh. So I'm going to see if I can, what mouth shape I can use. So in order to swap out the mouth shape, you simply use your transform tool to select the mouth. And when you select the mouth for the character, notice over here you see something that says drawing substitutions. Here we have your drawing. Now this little marker here is what you use to move, to change the mouth shape, to swap them out. This character has a wide variety of mouth shapes, and we're going to swap out those mouth shapes so you have the character. From here, so it's making some kind of a sigh. And just close back. So it's like no. We have, if you look at the timeline, Jason, it's a very long timeline. We have about 270 frames worth of animation, and when I press the play button, I just want to focus on a portion of the timeline. So you can what you can do is notice that the playhead is currently here. And you look at, if you look at the done. Notice that you're seeing the start button here and you're seeing the stop button. Start and stop. So when I press the start button, look at the timeline. You'll see this little black triangle marker here. I'm going to move the playhead over here, and then you notice that there's a stop button here. Now click on that. Notice that it puts this little black marker here. So what happens is that when I'm going to loop it and press the play button.
It's nice. It's nice. It's nice. It's nice.
What happens is that it is continuously looping the animation between these portions. These little black triangles, I can actually move them around, and if I want to like shorten the period or lengthen it, so it don't have to, like when you press the play button, it wouldn't start back at frame 0, or it have to play through all of the animation to focus on a section of the animation. You just press the start button up here and the stop button up here, and it will kind of bring these markers that will allow you to focus on a segment of your animation. So let us listen to what he's saying.
It's nice. It's nice. It's nice. It's nice.
So what he's saying here is it's nice. I don't know if you can hear it when I play it, but when I play the animation, he's saying it's nice. So we now need to figure out what mouth shapes we need to substitute to create the illusion that he's saying it's nice. Could use this mouth shape for when he's saying I, it's. So I would use this one to start with a it's. When he's saying the S, notice you're seeing SS here. So I use it's nine. It's is all right. So sometimes with the lip sync, you just have to experiment. So I'm going to try, I'm going to select the mouth. The good thing about it is that the mouth shapes are labeled. E. So it starts to go over to the S sounding mouth shape. And then I will try to use this one. They start to sound like a S sounding word right here. And then close back the mouth here. Back to the neutral. Let us look at the mouth shapes that are available and try and figure out how we can swap them out. Are you up to something? Are. Alright, I would start off with this one here that says ah. Ah. So I kind of sound like you must say ah, are. Then what I could do, what I realized is that when I said the word are, or, my tongue kind of moves a little bit. So I'm going to experiment with putting the L and the La mouth shape. So are you. Definitely the circular mouth shape would be used. Anytime you make words that say to or you, your mouth, your lips tend to pucker a bit and you make an oval shape with your mouth, with your lips. You up. All right, so let me express. I'm going to go with this, then I'm going to go to that, then I'm going to go to that for the first 3 mouth shapes. Another tip too as well when you're doing lip sync, when you're scrubbing through your audio on the timeline, for example, right here at frame number 184 is when I hear the audio coming in for the very first time. So the rule of thumb is you always want to put the mouth shape 1 or 2 frames before you hear the sound coming in to the timeline. So I'm going to start off. So here, 184 is where I first hear the sound, but I'm going to start the mouth shape at 183. So that's where the mouth first. Also, the mouth is moving from close to open because he's saying R. And I'm going to swap it out for the one with the tongue, just to experiment with it. I would then swap out to the U. I'm thinking to go with this one for the up. And when you say well up, listen to the word up. So we start off with this mouth here up, puh. You close your mouth to say the puh part. So I would put this back here. Here he's saying 2. So this one is easy. Anytime you hear words like you or 2, you use the oval shape looking one. 2. I'm going to swap it out with the S sounding one. So are you up to some? Swap it out. Hold it back. Alright, so I'm going to play this, but before I'm going to save it, because I don't want Toon Boom to crash. Let me optimize it for video.
Something? Are you up to 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 something? Are you up?
Alright, so everybody, did you see that? Are you seeing the mouth shapes move and the character talking? Indicate in the chat. Or no, you're not seeing it, Natisha? Natisha, so what are you seeing when I play it? Alright, is anybody else? Natisha is saying that she's not seeing the screen. Is anybody else having that same issue with not seeing the screen? I don't know why you're not seeing the screen, Natisha. But I'm currently right. Alright, I'm going to play it again.
Up to something? Are you 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 up to something?
So Natisha, did you get that? Maybe it's because of the data plan or something, the internet, why it's not really showing. But don't worry about it. When you come to school, yeah, don't worry about it, Natisha.
See?
Alright, so I'm just going to finish off the lip syncing. So I'm going to grab these little triangles here are little markers that I can use to segment off my animation at little intervals. All right. Right here he's saying C.
See? See?
I know I'm going to use.
Like all potential.
So we're at the last segment of the animation here between 249 to 270. So I'm going to move these markers.
Like old times, like old times, like old times.
All right, here he's saying like old times. So let us look at the mouth chart. Like, l. So notice this mouth shape is what we would start off with. The l and the la. So he's saying the word like old times. This one is very easy because I would use the la for the like old la, like old. I would then transition to this old times. Times. I will go. All right, so I have an idea how I'm going to transition this one. So I hear the audio coming in for the first time here at 250. So let me start it off here at 248. Old. Time. Close back in mouth, time. Because what you want to do when you're doing lip sync, you want to say out the word while you're trying to lip sync, and then you observe. It will be ideal if you had a mirror and you're speaking and you look at the what shapes your mouth make. Because he's saying like old time. Close back in mouth times. And close it back.
Like old times, 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 like old times. Like old times, like old times, like old times, like old times.
So pretty much all of so I'm going to play the entire clip of the animation of the character being animated so that you can see the entire lip sync. So I'm going to start the animation back at frame number 1 and it will end at frame 271. And one thing, I'm going to mask the camera as well.
What? You. Barging in here, trying to figure out if we're up to something. It's nice. Are you up to something? See? Like old times. What? You. Barging in here, trying to figure out if we're up to something. It's nice. Are you up to something? See? Like old times. What? You. Barging in here, trying to figure out if we're up to something. It's nice. Are you up to something? See? Like old times.